What's up, everyone? This is Ray. Thank you for watching this. In the recent Olearn Online Summit for businesses, I had a chance to share some best practices in terms of social media. And in that talk, in that presentation, I shared different practices, best practices by or from different sources, different people in the industry, in the market, and they have different perspectives. They have different suggestions. They have different recommendations in terms of or best practices in terms of social media marketing, especially in the year 2020. Now, I'm recording this because I find it very timely to share with you not um, the entire presentation, but at least my take on the best practices on how you'd be able to use social media marketing to help your social media profiles or pages and to help your business, especially during this time of crisis. This pandemic is actually hitting hard businesses and brands, and not just in terms of health, but also in terms of revenue and sales. And almost everyone is really looking for ways to still continue doing their business, even if they're asked to stay at home or required to stay at home. Hopefully, you're not sick or anything. But if you're just required to stay at home, please do. I hope you are at home while watching this. Anyway, so social media is actually going to help you in terms of in times like these. Okay, so hopefully this will not happen again, but just in case this will, I would like to share with you three things that can guide you in terms of what you need to do on determining what you need to do to keep your business going. All right, so you don't have to worry about your business not moving forward or you losing clients or losing customers, um, and all that stuff. So, anyways, let me get down to it. So let's start with the first one. The first one is I always tell this to my clients and people I talk to, my colleagues, freelancers, remote workers, service providers, that they need to start with what they already have. Start with what you have. Don't look for other tools or other resources outside of your organization or your company. It is better to optimize, maximize um, what you already have in your in front of you. Let's say staff, may it be resources, money, or tools that you already own, that you already possess. Okay, so in so doing, you won't be spending too much or unnecessarily in terms of purchasing tools or paying um, for outsourcing stuff, paying for other people. When in fact, if you have people in your area or in your organization who can do it better, especially since they know your brand or they know your business better than, most probably better than the people you are still going to hire, and you know get them on board, tell them more about your business, what your goals are. So most likely you and your staff, your people, your employees already have an idea what your brand, what your services, what your products are all about. Okay, so start with that. Let's say, for example, if let's say if you yourself, if you're just running your own business, if you yourself is efficient or know a lot in terms of, or you're a graduate of, let's say, fine arts, or graphic design, even if it's just intermediate or it's just the basic, then you can actually tap into that knowledge of yours, skill of yours, to help your brand. Instead of hiring graphic designers right away, why not determine if or consider you doing it yourself, if that will not take much of your time. Because if you know something already and you love doing it, then doing it, let's say, for hours will not really take a toll on you. All right. Now, the moment that you already have enough that you can already hire someone to do things for you, or you can already pay for tools to run this or to do that for your business, then do so. If you already have the resources, but only if you're just starting out, you don't know where to start in terms of marketing your brand or your business, so on social media, then you can always start with where you are at right now. Okay, what you have right now, consider them and make use of them, right? Not in a abusive way, okay? Especially if it deals with people. If it has something to do with your staff or your pay them right, okay? Pay them well, so to speak. Anyways, so that's number one. So start with what you already have, and then second is the second guide or tip that I have for you is you make your marketing initiatives or marketing people and salespeople friends. They should not be siloed, especially if you're even if you're a startup. You already have like a marketing person or marketing people or staff, and then you have a salesperson or salespeople or sales department. Now, in in some of the clients that I had an opportunity to talk to, their marketing department is actually siloed or is not actually in communication or aligned with their sales people. Now, that's actually there's actually like an opportunity there. I'm not going to call it as a problem, but it's an opportunity because your marketing initiatives or messages or what I call this campaigns are actually going to help if they're aligned with the sales with your sales people. They're actually going to help these salespersons or your sales department to close to get a higher chance of closing sales for you or attracting customers or closing that deal for the next client. Why? Because if your marketing initiative or campaigns are quite a bit vague and not aligned with what the salespeople will be offering or be talking about when the moment when your leads gathered by the marketing initiatives or campaigns will fall under the sales team's lap or table. Now they won't be able to close it properly if there's some sort of disconnect in terms of messaging, in terms of the offers. So it would really be useful or logical or practical if they are working together. They should be friends, so to speak. So in turn, if your salespersons or your sales department is coordinating well with your marketing team, then they can give some inputs on how on the results of their marketing campaigns, right? So if you have that set up right away, making sure that your marketing department or the campaigns that you have goes it covers the entire customer journey until it's converted. If it covers that entirety, that entire process, and the sales and your marketing department are in coordination, are aligned with the goals, then that the once the customer or the audience or the lead happens, then you will have a higher chance of closing that or converting these leads for your business. Okay, so that's the second one. Make your marketing department and sales department um, coordinate with each other. So this, if it's possible, because I heard some brands or some companies are already doing this. Instead of calling them marketing and then sales departments, they actually came up with just one department, which is the conversion team, conversion department, which already involves marketing and then sales and sales and marketing. Okay, so from lead acquisition or from lead generation up to the closing. sales or for up to conversion. All right. So you can consider that for your business, even if it's just you on your team or in your company. Make sure that your marketing campaigns can justify or can help you close that deal, and make sure that when you have your marketing campaigns, you have your leads coming in, that you are aware or you already have your sales process set up or the structure. You need to have that covered as well. Okay, because wherever you are, whatever you will do, or whatever initiatives that you or activities you will do to help your business get your clients, these two areas, business in your business, is actually crucial. They're actually crucial, right? Every business owner can tell you that. Every business, every brand can tell you that. Okay, that's the second one. The third tip or suggestion that I will leave you with is to always measure and adapt. Measure what you are doing, making sure that it's aligned. First of all, it needs to be aligned to your goals. If your goal is to get 500 attendees to your event, then your activities, your marketing activities, and your messaging, and whatever you do online or even if offline, whatever activities you do should be aligned to getting to that goal. Now, if your goal is to get attendees and you're sharing out of pictures about the speakers and all that information, but then your messaging or the content doesn't really have anything that would lead the readers to go to your landing page or to a site or to do something that would end up read your readers or your audience registering for the event. If there's a disconnect there, if it's that's missing in your activities, in your content, in the content you share, then it's going to be um, useless, or you're actually unnecessarily doing a lot of stuff um, that's causing you a lot of problems, or not problems, but resources, especially if you're bootstrapping or you don't have a lot of budget to start with. So make sure that everything you do is aligned to the goal that you want to achieve. It's just that simple to think, all right, to to understand. Okay, it's just practical. Now, in terms of adapting, because every time you do something, you do some campaigns, every marketer knows that whatever you do, whatever actions or activities you do, can sometimes lead you to a different result. It could actually, it not all the time that it will, if you do the same stuff, let's say, for example, you do lead generation, let's say you do this on LinkedIn, not every time you will get the same result. Whether at first you get um, a lot of uh, a lot of leads or good leads, but the next time, the second time, you might not have zero. You might have zero um, instead. So it can vary. So you need to adapt, especially because of the changes in terms of algorithms, in terms of the the platforms themselves changing their way to measure things, especially if the behaviors of the users there are changing as well. So expect that it will be different. So it would be necessary for you to be agile, to adapt to the changes, and to make the necessary tweaks, right? So if you're concerned, if you're already aware of the fact that you need to adapt, that there's a chance that you need to adapt to a different strategy or tweak your strategy, then you won't be surprised if this campaign, your existing campaign, will not um, get good results. Then once you see it's not going to the direction you want to to drive at or to end up, then you can always, good thing about doing things digital is you can always do some, in most of the time, in most cases, you can always make some adjustments. Okay, so measure it, be aware how it's performing, and then notice the opportunities or observe which areas, which opportunities you have that will be presented to you, that where you can make some adjustments or tweaks, so you can get the result that you want for that campaign. Right. So that's, let me just do a recap here. First, you start with what you have. Second is make sure that your marketing and sales efforts are aligned. They should be friends. And third, last is measure and adapt. Adapt to the changes, measure every time you do something. Make sure it's aligned to your goals. Okay? So if you have other questions about this um, guide, about these tips that I just shared with you, you can just leave it at the comment section, or just leave me a message, or send me a personal message, and then I might be able to answer them in my next video or my next episode. So that's it, guys. I hope you were able to learn, or you're able to learn um, some stuff that you can do for your business right now, especially during this trying times. And just just make sure that all the things you're doing are strategic and they're aligned to the goals that you have set for yourself and for your business. Okay, I think I said too much already. Okay, so this is goodbye for me now, and you take care, guys. Stay at home.